Alright, welcome back to another exciting episode. We left off last time working on the iron industry, and a lot of it is finished. So we've been using this construction area to work out of and build much of the map, and it's come along quite nicely. This is the refinery for the iron ore to turn it into iron. It'll then be placed on a shunt train and brought over here to the steel mill, where coal from the coal refineries will be taken by train also to the same area and then dumped into one of two storage facilities where it will then be processed. And we've got some thin little train lines coming up that will facilitate taking the steel around the map. And then here we also have a component factory that will turn the steel into machine components once we start bringing some laborers in. But for now, I've got these rail construction trains running all over the map, busy as can be, trying to get these lines installed. And as slow as it is, I can't really afford to do it any other way right now. So there is that one benefit to this, is that if I was to build all these rails right now, I would be negative a few $1 million in the hole. But with these little suckers, I get to save some money on labor, and yeah. So that's where we're at. And that's what we got going on. The rail infrastructure is looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing where there's any hiccups at the moment is with the passenger lines. And even that hiccup is mostly just it's taking forever to build anything. So pretty much immediately after I stopped, like we're now April 1972. Last time, I don't remember where we were, 71 or 70. Pretty much as soon as I stopped taping, I built this thing, built a train for a construction train, and it started building this track out this way. It's made it to here. Oh, not there. Here. So, this is going to take flippin' forever, even though I've got the other side of the track over here. I purchased some bits of the track to get it through this area as it was causing bunching on some of my roadways. But I actually did purchase quite a bit of it. Is there no train out this far? Is there a maximum build range on this? That would... Oh, that's a frustrating thing to have. It should just be searching forever. Alright, train yard. Doot. Yeah. So, I could probably build another 20 track laying trains around this place, and it wouldn't make a lick of difference. Not a lick of difference. Yeah, see, this guy's only made it to here from here. That's a more accurate representation of how much they've been able to build. Because along the top line, I paid for quite a bit of it, just to get them out of town. And the construction crew is still chipping away at putting in roads to this area. Just the roads to facilitate. I can't imagine how long this would be taking otherwise. Oh, what's the... Why aren't they acquiring additional roads? Just find roads. Needs a bus. That's bizarre. I could have sworn there was a bus here. Yeah, That's good. Everything's all lined up. And a building is on fire. Oh good, it's even one that'll burn down. This is so far away from anything. I consider there was a fire, there's been 2 fires out here, I think, since last time I spoke with you, and I considered running a line to bring firefighters from town, which is further up there, all the way to here, just to staff a firehouse, but honestly, right now, I'm just gonna stick with relaying lines every time this happens, even though it costs an extortionist amount of money. Let's see. Look at that. 1/5 of a million over a fire. Well, that's the price of doing business. Speaking of business, how is my oil industry? It's looking okay. Oh, looking a little light. Oh, we're down in the population. Ooh, severely down in the population. What's going on? Culture. Pubs. Sports. Alright. Well, that's annoying. Culture. Pub? Maybe sports is the issue? Wow. Alright, so culture. It must be culture. They've got like 1, 2 theaters. What else do you want from me? There's a theater here as well. It's not like anyone's going to it. See, I'm not convinced that the problem is culture. Because there are empty theaters. If you want some culture, let's turn up the cultural enjoyment. Bizarre. Alright. What I really need is for this train line here to be finished. But let's figure out how much it's worth. Alright, well, a 5th? We'll skip this section. So that's up to a 1/3, 3. I'll call that 4. Because we skipped a bunch. That's 6. Let's call that 8. There's a million. That's 2, 4. Alright, so it's going to cost $1.5 million. And really, more than that, because this line doesn't hook up to anything. It stops right here. So I would need to run it all the way over to here to do some stuff that hasn't even been designed yet. Some of it's been designed, and I'm pretty happy with a lot of it. Oh, but I'm not happy with how these trains continually get stuck when crossing tunnels. See, look, there he goes. Now he's free. Fucker. And is that just one giant tunnel? That thing's gonna cost a flippin' fortune. Yeah, $250,000 on a tunnel. It's gonna take a while for this all to get finished. Ugh. And really, it's not getting it finished, it's getting it started. This is all just trying to get local production up. Oh, last chance to buy a boxcar. It's a shame we didn't develop that industry. What's our population like over here? This here. I guess we suffered some kind of population correction around February. Wonder what that was. Oh, people are in front of the shop. That's not great. Wonder if they're not able to go do cultural enjoyment things because there aren't enough grocery stores. Maybe I'll open another one. Grocery stores are easy enough to squeeze in. But where are the ones that I have? There's this one here. And this one here. There's not that many people out front, but let's just see if that takes some of the pressure off. Oh. They're using it at least. So that should take some pressure off of this one. For these people, most of these people should have already been going there. I could almost use... If I put one up here, it's like seriously only maybe this apartment building that would use it. So, I think it's okay. I think it'll be okay for now. I'll come check back to see if citizens have gotten a little bit more entertainment, if they didn't need to spend as much time waiting in line for food. The problem is that my society is fairly expensive to run. It isn't entirely large, but I keep building things, and as I keep building things, and like all of this, I paid to build all of this. It's not making me any money. It's not useful. Nobody's living here. So I need to move into here so I can start taking advantage of the capital that I sank into it. But I can't take advantage of it until this rail line is built to get the people that will live here to work. And that single line is going to cost me $1.5 million, or rubles, 1.5 million rubles. And I do not have 1.5 million rubles. Not yet. I have 4 power plants that I don't use. I have some coal industry and a brick factory that I'm not using, and some iron processing facilities that no one's set foot in yet, and a steel mill in the middle of a place called Steel Town, where we even manufacture advanced mechanical components. None of it's being used, though, because I don't like buses. So, what's something that can be done to improve my income? I can cut down on expenses, but everything that I produce myself is more or less being utilized by myself at the moment. I could start bringing people in and start selling power, but not big into that just yet. got the first half of this. This is the ugliest thing that I allowed to have happen on my map. I'm building a train bridge over one of these forklift trails. I want people to be able to pick up mechanical components by rail or by truck. And I would like people to pick up steel by truck or by rail. And so in order to squeeze a dedicated steel line out of the steel factory, bypassing the storage for mechanical parts, and the whole thing might not be entirely necessary, but that's what I did. Meh. So, once this, let's think about the future a little bit. Once the steel is produced, I think the rail line is going to run up. I don't really know yet. I haven't even decided which way the train's going to be running on this track yet. If it'll be coming down or going up. Either way, steel components are manufactured into what? Mechanical component, plastics factory, electronic components. They don't use them. Electronics assembly hall. But it needs electronic components, and electronic components need steel, plastic, and chemicals. So I need plastic and chemicals. I think I also need to do some research. Chemistry. There we go. That'll be finished eventually. Then we can have an active chemistry department and start producing our own plastics and manufacture all kinds of fun bits and bobs. So I've decided that on top of having these 4 coal-fired power plants, I will also maintain a network of smaller coal-fired power plants in critical areas. And the idea is to just have redundancy, a completely separate infrastructure network so that these smaller plants will not be in any way connected to the grid that the larger plants are connected to, but they will be connected to substations placed in strategic locations so that critical industries will be powered in the event of me forgetting that I knocked down a power line or a coal shortage or who knows what disasters may befall our society. But I would like to be able to, because I think I'm still importing power. Yeah, I can turn this down a bit. But to make sure that this thing didn't turn off. 280 workers? That does not suffice. Alright, yeah. The number of complaining citizens has gone down. I think what happened is that the population went up to a point where I wasn't feeding everybody, or where the grocery stores were just being swamped. I think it's okay now, though. These grocery stores can only hold a ton of meat. It's not very useful. But then to attach a meat storage facility to it increases its storage 16 or 15 times to 16 tons, which is plenty. Buildings without a power supply. Why is that building without a power supply? Is it because I turned down the import? Oh, yeah, look at that. No workers. See? You touched the import. This whole tiny town is a bloody disaster. It's a disaster. Can I pick up work? So, here, let's do an experiment. I have a legit question about personal cars. Let's buy something cheap. Trabi Combi. Great lucky vehicle. So, we're going to have it go... Oh, no, they can't. Huh. Alright, fair enough. You know what? This town's a disaster. It was never even supposed to get this big. This is like... I thought this was all pushing it. Pushnets. Well, maybe we need to push it a little further. These guys are too far away. Likely. From... Oh, yeah, that's not good. It needs to be walking distance of this thing. If you can't walk to the bus terminal, there's not really any point in this building even being here. Sorry, everybody. It's nice to see that you're all eager to come work here. Maybe we can sneeze it in, though. Sneeze it and Louise it. That. And then... like that. Is that walking distance? It's walking distance. We're just going to pay cash money for this. I want it built. So build it for me. And this can actually be built by my dudes. I think I've got a road crew right here. I guess these buildings aren't full. Could have just imported people. But I wanted people not to be walking distance of this thing. I wanted them walking distance of this thing, so that they'd have to walk here instead. So, $1,000 a person, eh? That's a good way to spend a shitload of money. There we go. And we'll top up a few of these buildings, I think. Until we're down to $500,000. The only way that we're making money is with exporting oil. Oh, no power supply. Are all of these buildings without power? This is why I didn't want the building to get any bigger. Infrastructure issues are a constant issue. Alright. Let's build that. Pay cash money for it. Build this. People live in the place. Does this place got power? That's good. Alright. Should cover it. I hope. Can we get this back up to 400? Almost. Alright. Spending money to try and make a little bit more money. I can't really think of anywhere that I can cut back. I'm producing my own fuel, which is an expensive thing. I haven't yet started making my own steel. Which I mean, really. Stock the steel plant. And is there... Oh, nice. There is... Our cup overfloweth with workers. Man, it's tempting just to run a train line for that, but I don't have the money for that. I'll just buy more buses. It'd have been... Yeah, I bet I can actually get them to do it. All the buses keep loading up on this side. And it's annoying, because it's way overrun. So, let's see if we can get them to come down this gravel road instead. It's kind of annoying that you need to take a run at train tracks before it'll cross them. There we are. That's the way it works. $38,000 later. For an imported road. So we can start making steel. Ooh, Bendy Bus. Bendy Bus. Bendy Bus is finally out. That's exciting. No workers. There's no power out here. How much power does this thing require? It's quite a bit. Is this... They do cross each other. That's kind of nice. Oh, let's see now. Did I snooker myself when I built this thing initially? I may have. I did not oh, no, wait. Well then. That's not bad, actually. Doot, doot, doot. And that's the way we do it. So, we're going to have to start bussing people in to the power plant. And we're going to make sure that we always have some coal to burn. And we're going to send one of those bendy buses. Actually, we're going to send both of the bendy buses to the iron refinery because they've got 135 person capacity. And we don't need that much capacity going out to the power plants. But I've only just realized that this episode has run a little long, so I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching, and we'll see where we are next time.